All right, guys, welcome back to our episode number 5 of our Johnny Manziel Player Mode Madden 25 Connected Franchise Series. We're going to kick things off today by progressing Johnny Manziel. We have just over 7,200 points to spend on his development that we earned over the course of the preseason, through his practices, through his gameplay, and unsurprisingly, we're going to start off by fixing his awareness. Some people will argue that awareness is not important for user players because, of course, we are the ones controlling them at all times. However, awareness does impact things outside of simply a player's decision-making. Awareness also impacts a player's ability to in the case of a quarterback anyways, it impacts their ability to throw the ball quickly. It affects their throwing speed. It affects their decision-making speed in terms of getting the ball out there and being more responsive to the user player. And so aside from that, I'm honestly quite happy with a lot of Johnny Manziel's ratings. We can take a look at them all here really quickly. Obviously, his physicals in terms of almost running back-like skills, elusiveness, juke move, phenomenal. Speed is very nice for a quarterback. Development at normal is fine for now. Certainly all of these things are just fine. Senses pressure is fine. No need to change it. Throw power would be nice to eventually increase, but that's a very expensive upgrade. Aside from that, strength, I mean, no real need to up that. Trucking ability, he's never going to truck people, so that doesn't matter. Consistency would be nice. Short accuracy would be nice, but again, nothing pressing in the meantime. Throw on the run at 87 is very good. Deep accuracy, throwing accuracy, medium accuracy. We're going to go ahead and spend one upgrade point there, get him up to an 81. Aside from that, awareness, the big one today, getting 16 points of an upgrade from 50 to 66. And as you can see in the top right-hand side of the screen, he is now, just with that predominantly what was an upgrade to his awareness, he's gone from a 75 to a 78, which is pretty great. We're going to get to our practicing right away. First things first, there were no injuries on this Browns roster just a moment ago when I checked, and so there's none to talk about. Only one roster move also from last week. All the cuts were made. We made one signing. I'll get to that in a moment. Here are our final quarterbacks. Johnny Manziel, the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, winning that spot in camp. Vince Young, Alex Tanney, Tyler Thigpen, his 3 backups. Halfback, Ben Tate, of course, the starter. Dion Lewis, Terrence West gets the 3rd running back spot, rookie out of Towson State. Fullback, this is the signing we made. Michael Robinson comes over from the Seattle Seahawks. Michael Robinson is actually a well-known NFLer, despite playing fullback, a spot that normally doesn't get a lot of recognition, because he is deaf. He plays for the Seattle Seahawks, and he is deaf. He gets his signals in the pocket, or rather in the huddle, from people by signing or having a, not exactly using proper sign language, but having a predetermined set of symbols and signs meaning things. Now, I don't know why we're keeping Chris Presley around if we've signed Michael Robinson, but Presley is also still there. Wide receivers, this is one of our strongest groups on the team. Holmes, Burleson will get the 1-2 spots. Josh Gordon will be in the slot along with Andrew Hawkins. Travis Benjamin, the 5'10 speedster out of Miami, getting that final spot. Tight end, another spot of strength. Jordan Cameron, phenomenal. Marquise Gray has been fine when given an opportunity to perform. And our 3rd guy is Gary Barnage. Gray, he's only 6'4", which isn't huge by today's tight end standards, but he's got a lot of movement ability. Great agility and acceleration for a tight end. Speed of 81, not bad at all. Joe Thomas, future Hall of Fame left tackle, backed up by Reed Fragel, 2nd-year man out of Ohio State. Charlie Johnson will be the starting left guard. This is after Dan Greco was cut. The backup will be Paul McKeeston. Center, Alex Mack, just re-upped after signing an offer sheet deal this past offseason that would have taken him elsewhere. Signed now with Alex Mack, avoiding going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Christian Yount, the backup there. Right guard, David Joseph, coming over to us from the St. Louis Rams, where he was cut. Jason Pinkston, the backup. Right tackle, Mitchell Schwartz, 2014 NFL draft pick. Joel Bitonio, the backup there. Very nice offensive line, all things considered. And here's the defense, though we'll never see these guys play. This is a very surprisingly talented group. Atiba Rubin, Billy Wynn, the left ends, right end Desmond Bryant and John Hughes, not to be confused with the screenwriter, and defensive tackles Phil Taylor, Ishmaeli Kitchen, Brian Sanford. Kitchen, we know from our Buffalo Bills series. Linebackers Paul Kruger, Quentin Groves. This is probably where we have the most depth on the team. Carlos Dansby, Craig Robertson, Tank Carter. And then outside linebackers again, Jabal Sheard, Barkevius Mingo, Christian Kirksey. Really between Mingo and our left outside linebacker, backup Groves. We really have 4 outside linebackers who should be starting in the NFL. Joe Hayden, Justin Gilbert, the 8th overall pick of the 2014 NFL Draft, are our starting corners. Pierre Desir, Leon McFadden, Isaiah Trufant, and Brandon Hughes, the backups there. Free safety, Tashawn Gibson, backup Johnson Batamasi. Strong safety, Dante Whitner, coming over from the San Francisco 49ers. Josh Aubrey, the backup there. Both very talented. Billy Cundiff is unfortunately our kicker. Zoltan Mesko is our punter. And as you can see here by our draft picks, we are expected to have the 3rd overall pick next year. Not exactly a lot of faith being put into this team from the game itself, but hey, it's our job to prove it wrong. We'll start things off in practice as we always do. Again, as decided earlier this week in the first 4 episodes of this series, we will be recording all the practices and posting them for you guys as part of the video. However, if you are a person who does not like the practices, there is no need to be upset. All you got to do is scrub ahead in the video. If you're not interested in the practice, to skip right ahead to the game. That'll be the format that we work on. We'll start off. I'm not going to be doing Johnny Manziel progression every episode as well. That's something I should say. Likely doing it at the quarter marks of the season. So weeks 1, 5, 9, and 13. Just 4 throughout the season, evenly spaced, and that way we have enough points to make upgrades that require you to save a little more, but we still make sure that he keeps up with the progression that he really needs in certain places, especially in the awareness category. So here we go. We got practice underway. We'll go I formation off the top. Ben Tate ran very well yesterday in the preseason game. I would love for him to be able to continue doing that. He has a decent offensive line to run behind, and there he gets 4 yards off the left-hand side. 3rd and 6 coming up at the 24-yard line. We'll look to go to the air here, potentially out of the shotgun. We'll go ahead and, let's go ahead. Let's do the screen. I want to use practice partly as an opportunity to still analyze, see exactly what we have here in the offense. And Ben Tate has been pretty bad out of the backfield in terms of receiver. Today, though, great run there. Number 68, I'm not sure who that is even. That would have been the pulling left guard Johnson, I believe. Just missed a block there. That could have potentially really sprung Tate, but he still gets an excellent catch and run there. Again, as I was saying, he has really struggled catching passes out of the backfield there. We throw that one on a rainbow, and Manziel able to really put that in the right place. Here goes Manziel, and he breaks one tackle. Boom. Manziel, 31 yards up the left-hand side. What a run there for Johnny Football. Just tucks and goes. And did end up taking a shot at the end of that one, but he made the middle linebacker look very silly on that play, which is excellent. Let's just be real here. That's phenomenal stuff. We'll wait for the clock to run down. Again, we don't want to score too fast, as the practice team tends to score pretty fast when you give them a chance. Going on the out route here, Nate Burleson takes that one out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. And they're saying that was an incompletion. 2nd and 10 upcoming. I have a hard time seeing how that's the case. They're saying Burleson, I suppose, didn't get his both of his feet down in bounds in time. I have a hard time believing that. But here we go to Jordan Cameron. He makes the catch at the 10-yard line, 17 yards to Cameron. Such a valuable target for Johnny Football, especially again in the early parts of his career where he's really going to need that support to make things work. He's going to have a favorite target in Jordan Cameron, and that's where he goes again. Bad throw. Johnny Manziel had a chance to set his feet there, was just not able to make the throw appropriately. That's too bad, considering that should have been a touchdown, all things being considered. Here we go. We'll look to Tate on the inside, potentially Gordon on the left. Gordon comes open at the goal line. He makes a step, and that's a touchdown. Manziel to Gordon for the score. We'll sim to play your turn, see what our defense is able to do, and wow. Practice team eats him up. practice team scores a touchdown, driving it all the way down the field, which leaves us 80 yards to take down between now and the end of the fourth. We can kick a field goal here with the game being tied, of course, to still win it. And we're going to go ahead. Manziel lays it up for Santonio Holmes. Can he stay in bounds? He can. 23 yards on the corner route to Santonio Holmes, who will be our top receiver this year, at least at the top of the depth chart. I do not expect him to finish first in receiving, but he will still be a very big part of this offense, no doubt about it. Here we'll get Tate on the outlet route, and working back inside is Andrew Hawkins. Elevate outside linebacker in zone coverage. Makes the pick, intercepting Johnny Football with 41 seconds left. Hawkins did not go as far upfield as I had thought. And unfortunately, we go all the way to overtime. And was that one or what? I missed. You know, I might have to just go through these simulations a little slower. Go actually play by play, because sometimes it's impossible to even see what happened. That appeared, anyways, to be a defensive touchdown. We scored in overtime to win the game. Though I could be mistaken on that. I'll have to take a look back at the video when I get the opportunity to watch it back. Though right now, doing this commentary live, I have no way of actually seeing what happened, revisiting that. But we were successful in practice, which is great. Excuse me, it's very rare that I sneeze in video, but with it being spring and everything, lots of trees doing their thing. I don't agree with them, or at least my sinuses don't. Dolphins at Browns, First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. Let's get this underway. The first regular season game of Johnny Football's career is what we're going to be taking on today. Johnny Manziel, I think overall, if you take the whole picture into account, I would call his preseason and practices so far relatively successful. They have not always been pretty. He has shown flashes of dominance. He's also shown flashes of inaccuracy, as well as some sporadic throws and kind of a slow throwing motion, if you will. I believe the awareness will help with that. However, still an issue, as his awareness is still relatively low at 66. Lots of ways to go, but lots of reasons for optimism, I think, so far in this series. And today, we get to put that all on the line against the Miami Dolphins, who, all things considered, are a good team. They have one of the absolute best pass rushers in the entire world in Cameron Wake at the left end spot. And we're going to have to do our best to roll away from him all day if we're going to have success in the passing game whatsoever. Dolphins, as the away team, will call the coin toss. They win it. They will select the option to receive, which is fine and well with us. It means that we'll just have to quickly sim through that offensive possession. And here we go. I believe we'll get a chance to watch the opening kickoff. No, we don't. We'll have to sim to player turn. And with that, we see that the Dolphins got a couple first downs, had to punt the ball away. And with that, Johnny Manziel takes to the field for the first time in his career at his own 7-yard line. 93 yards lie between Manziel and the end zone. And we'll see how he gets an opportunity to play here. Following this, we'll end, wow, Johnny Football's first career throw. Looking there for Nate Burleson in the slot. Just a bad throw. Didn't have time to set his feet there. I could have taken an extra split second. That would have helped. Didn't think it was necessary, as I didn't put a lot on the football at all. But either way, not his greatest play. But people won't remember the first throw of the game. They'll remember the last one. Dolphins, meanwhile, here's their quick rundown. Ryan Tannehill, 85 overall. Matt Moore, the backup there. No Sean Moreno, the starting halfback, coming over in free agency from the Denver Broncos. Charles Clay, the fullback. Wide receivers, Mike Wallace, Brian Hartline. Wallace, certainly a speed guy. Hartline, more of a possession receiver. Brandon Gibson and Jarvis Landry in the slot. Tight end, Dion Sims. Big man, who's a starter on this squad, who I honestly don't know anything about. Second-year guy. Left tackle Brandon Albert coming over from the Kansas City Chiefs. David Arkin, the left guard. Center Mike Pouncey, perennial all-pro player. Right guard Dallas Thomas. Right tackle Nate Garner. This offensive line is still reeling from the controversy of 2013. Cameron Wake there, he is the dominant left end. Right end Deion Jordan. Defensive tackles Kyle Williams and Randy Starks, both dominant players. Left outside linebacker Philip Wheeler. Middle linebacker Nick Barnett. Veteran of many different places, has played long strings in both Green Bay and New Orleans, I believe. I could be wrong on that last one. Jelani Jenkins, the right outside linebacker. Corners, Ben Grimes, Cortland Finnegan. Finnegan, a veteran coming over from the St. Louis Rams. Jamar Taylor, Will Davis, the nickel and dime guys. Luis Del Mas, the free safety. Strong safety, Rashad Jones. Kicker, David Bueller. And punter, Brandon Fields. Kick returns will be taken care of Mike Wallace. By the way, on our squad, kick returner Justin Gilbert. Rookie, out of... shoot. I cannot remember where. If somebody knows in the comments, let me know where Gilbert went. I have it on the tip of my tongue. Might come back to me in a moment. At the moment, I cannot think of it for the life of me, though. 2nd and 10, following that icky pass from that Johnny Manziel. Here we go. We have our receiver set properly, and we'll go on the quick out route to Josh Gordon, who makes that catch. Unfortunately, can't turn it upfield too quickly. That is a gain of 4 yards where Gordon steps out of bounds. We'll stick in the shotgun formation. That is my personal favorite formation. We will keep it there for now. And working across, Josh Gordon is open, and wow, worst throw I think we've seen from Johnny Manziel yet. Holy smokes, we're going to get an instant replay of that. Johnny Manziel, I'm about 99% sure we had his feet set when he made that throw, and he absolutely did. As you can see, we give him the opportunity to set his feet. That was a pass intended for Josh Gordon that he missed by about 10 yards. And so starting at home here, Johnny Football is not exactly off to a hot start. We'll say that at the very least. While we're here, we'll get a quick thumbnail to commemorate the first drive of Johnny Football's professional career. Not a successful one at all. We go 3 and out at our own 7-yard line. 3 open receivers. Manziel hit 1, unfortunately. Looking for Gordon on that last play. A particularly ugly play. Zoltan Mesko making his Browns debut as well today. Punts from his own end zone. The ball comes down to the 50-yard line, and the tackle is made at the 41. So the Dolphins with excellent field position here. Here comes Ryan Tannehill to run the offense, and we'll get our sim screen. Dolphins drive the field. They score a touchdown. Dolphins go up 7-0. The first score of the Cleveland Browns season is scored by their opponents here in this one. Browns down 7-0. Johnny Manziel looking to respond following a very poor first drive. And here he hits Nate Burleson for a first down and more. Burleson makes one guy miss, then is walloped by 2 defenders, but not before he goes for 18 yards on a play where he really didn't have any business getting past the first down marker, or at least much past the first down marker. Very nice play there. We're going to go now to the draw, getting Ben Tate the carry up the gut. Middle linebacker showing blitz here for the Dolphins. Tate is hit by one of the defensive tackles, makes a miss, and 2-yard gain there. Not the most successful draw play. I was hoping for those middle linebackers to drop back in a zone coverage, as they often do when showing blitz that way. They do not. But still, 2 yards, a decent gain. Very impressive debut for Ben Tate there on that carry. Walloping one of the defensive tackles he had no business being able to take. Here, Manziel hits Cameron on that double corner route. Very nice, 23 yards off the left-hand side. It appears as though with those last 2 throws, Manziel is starting to calm down a little bit. He's driving the football, and that's great. We're quickly going to flip this run over the right-hand side. We'll hand it off to Ben Tate, and he should have some room here. He goes up the gut, tackled by Kyle Williams, but not before he gets a gain of 4 yards. Decent carry there for Ben Tate. That will likely be the last play of the first quarter. It will indeed. Clock expires. Brown's second drive currently underway. Johnny Manziel, so far, after what was a terrible first drive, has the Browns moving the football effectively here, which is wonderful to see. We are mostly staying in the shotgun for now, mostly putting the ball in the air. We will continue to experiment with things as the game goes on, trying to kind of keep within the comfort level, I suppose, of a young quarterback first things initially in this one. Here we're going to run the counter to Ben Tate off the left-hand side. The pulling guard gets there in time. That was Joseph, number 75, though he could have thrown a better block on that one, I thought. Didn't lock up his man very well, didn't engage very well, and that will set up 3rd and 5. Here we are in field goal range, so the first priority of this play will be to not turn the ball over and to not take a sack. We have points on the board right now, essentially, with a 49er lined up for Cundiff. But hopefully we can get the first down. Manziel's going to roll left here. He's got Tate out in the flat, and Tate turns it up but runs out of bounds. Drives me crazy when that happens. Set your feet, guys, and that won't happen. We're going to have to send out Billy Cundiff as it is, though. Nice throw on the run there by Johnny Manziel. He was under some pressure, did not have time to set his feet. Still got the ball off really nicely. Billy Cundiff here puts it up, and it is good. Just barely squeaks in the right side of that upright, and that is a 3-point score for the Browns. Putting something up on the board. As we see here, the Dolphins unable to score on that drive, which is great. We get the ball back at the 46-yard line. 3:41 left in the first half, which is plenty of time for us. We're working with another 4-receiver set here. Gordon in the slot. Cameron working out of the tight end spot, and Gordon's going to come open. Johnny Manziel lobs it up. Gordon makes the catch, and they rule him out of bounds. Are you kidding me? Seemed to be well in bounds. A perfectly thrown ball there. We're going to go game options. See if we can challenge that. It appears as though we can't, which I suppose makes sense with the player mode setting of this franchise. But that is a real shame. Really thought that pass should have been completed. I really question that call of Josh Gordon being out of bounds. Here, we'll roll right. We go right back to Josh Gordon, who this time makes the catch over the middle, and that is a very nice game there. Looking at about a 23-yard gain over the middle. Manziel doing a gorgeous job of just rifling that ball in there, and really, really great. Credit to Josh Gordon on that one. This time, Josh Gordon working one-on-one against the safety. I could have thrown it up there, decided not to. Working back to the ball. That one is knocked down by Cameron Wake, the defensive end who dropped back in his zone coverage, making a nice play to get up, knock that ball away from Jordan Cameron, the would-be receiver. Burleson now the interior wide receiver on this play. He's going to work inside out zone coverage. Manziel stands and can't get the ball off fast enough. Jordan makes the sack, and that'll bring up 3rd and 18. Not pretty. Manziel takes his first sack just above the 2-minute mark of the first half. That was Joe Thomas getting beaten by Jordan. Not that Manziel didn't have enough time. He should have had enough time to get that ball away. Originally, Josh Gordon being left at the line. Thought about throwing it up. We chickened out, decided not to, and we pay the price there. Burleson, Gordon going long this time. I'd love to hit Burleson if he's left at the line. He is. He comes in. Oh, there's a sack. No opportunity there for Manziel to get the ball away. 2 sacks back-to-back, and we will get a chance to take a look at this one. As you can see, the play action comes through, and unfortunately there, that one is all on Alex Mack, the center. Alex Mack, number 55, you can see him in the middle of the screen. David Joseph moves up to make a block on a player who then disappears. Alex Mack should have fallen back in the line of the line of scrimmage, taking a few steps back, tried to pick up the blocks as soon as nobody was there. Mind you, you could just as easily blame it on the left guard Johnson, who should have also kicked out, as well as Joe Thomas. Their credit to Ben Tate, the halfback, for doing a nice job with the blitz pickup. However, the whole offensive line needed to shift out farther, and it just didn't happen. Here, wow, we get a gift wrap possession here. This is outstanding. Turnover by the Dolphins leads to a 1st down and goal on the 2-yard line. Manziel comes into the game. He's going to hand it off to Ben Tate on 1st down. Tate takes it in. Touchdown, Browns on 1st down. Browns defense, after allowing a touchdown on the first drive, has done a fantastic job of supporting us ever since. And there they allow a last-second field goal, 39 seconds left in the half. That's fine. They get us a spoon-fed touchdown, I'll call it that, giving us the ball on the opponent's 2-yard line. I'm not sure what type of turnover it was, but we'll certainly take it. And with 39 seconds left, here comes Manziel. He gets good pass protection here. Looking inside to Santonio Holmes, who's caught immediately from behind. Would have been nice if he'd had an extra step. Manziel could have let him a little more, especially considering the speed that Santonio Holmes possesses. However, a very nice first down there. We certainly will not complain about that gain. Play action, deep outs. This would be a wonderful play to slot this into Josh Gordon if he's able to split the safeties. We'll see here what the defensive scheme looks like. Burleson could be a nice option running the out route. We'll get Cameron running it as well. And they pinch way up. Gordon could be a home run shot here. We'll rifle it in. He's got to undercut the safety. He does, and he's going to score. Josh Gordon undercuts the safety, home run shot. Johnny Manziel's first touchdown of his professional career goes to Josh Gordon. 60-plus yards on that one at the end of the first half. That is phenomenal. Browns take a 7-point lead, and they give it back to the Dolphins, who quickly end the half. Browns get it right back to start the second half. Gorgeous, gorgeous throw there from Manziel. Picturesque. Gordon makes a nice move on the safety, and all is well that ends well. Very nice. Here, Jordan Cameron over the middle. Man, these Browns receivers finding excellent ways to get open. That's just a perfect lane in the hole, or in the zone rather, and that is absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Love, 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 love. And wow, just doing a great job here so far of making things happen on the field. Just phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. We'll quickly go ahead and run this one off the right-hand side. Manziel handing it off to Tate. He'll take this one. He's got some room. Fumbles it at the line a little bit. Fumbles around at the line. Sorry, not fumbles the ball, of course. Fumbles around at the line a little bit initially, then gets off the offensive lineman there, and does a nice job getting that one around, which is wonderful. We will, at 17-10, 2nd and 4, with 6 minutes left, hand it off again. We may as well at this point. There's no need to push ourselves to keep the ball in the air. When you have the lead and you have the opportunity to just keep running this clock down. Manziel hands it off again. Tate, nice gain up the middle. First down. Nothing past the first down, but hey, you don't need anything past the first down when you get a gain such as that. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Very exciting so far here for the Browns in this first game. They've got the lead. They've got the ball. And what else could you ask for, really? When you have the lead and you have the ball, great things happen. Phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. And we'll hand it off again because we can. I formation, as you guys know, and should know by now, is that I absolutely love running out of the I formation. I'm very old school that way. Depending on the type of back that you got, I would recommend running out of the shotgun a lot. But with Tate really being a bruiser, well, not so much a bruiser as a hybrid back, kind of like Ronnie Brown between size and speed. I love just pounding it out with him. Michael Robinson, solid lead blocker, which is great. Cam Wake makes the tackle there. Just a 1-yard gain for Tate, who kind of bounced it back. And for me, I personally feel as though Tate, at least so far in this series, has made too much of a habit of bouncing runs back. It drives me a little bit crazy. But there, doesn't hurt too much because it is a first down play. Manziel rolls left this time, and he's going to take off. Johnny Football's got all kinds of room, and he gets a block. Probably could have had a couple more yards there, but Cameron Wake, number 91, was giving chase. And when Cameron Wake chases your quarterback, you hit the deck. Ben Tate could have gone up and thrown a block there. Didn't. That's all right. Because I think it was appropriate that we slid there anyway. So Johnny Football, his first career rush there, gets 22 yards around the left-hand side. That is excellent. We'll go quickly back to the passing game here. Football rolling right. He goes there on the passing game, goes to Presley. Presley drops that pass, had a man at his face. Some heat on Manziel. Didn't want to... we didn't want to take too much of a risk there. Risk Manziel taking a shot in the backfield. 2nd and 10, we'll look back to the air here. Cameron running the post route, or pardon me, the corner route. Would love to hit him if he comes open. Instead, Johnny Manziel works all the way back, sets his feet, throws it to Santonio Holmes, who makes the first down catch, 1st and goal. That one was a risky throw. Manziel backed way up in the pocket, farther back than I think I intended to, actually. But hey, he threw a rifle in there, got the ball out fast enough, and that's great. Here, Tate clearing out. I would love to roll that way with him, have the option to run or throw. Joe Thomas loses his block. Manziel flips it forward to Tate. Tate to the corner, and he gets the, not a first down, but he gets a nice gain up to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal coming up. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. We'll just look to hand this one off. We'll look, again, because we already have the lead, we will look to be conservative on this one. 2 minutes and 49 seconds left. Tate takes it, and he goes up the middle. How did he not break the plane there? Tate seemed to have the touchdown handed to him, and it seemed as though he just got hung up on one of his blockers. Even then, I could have sworn he crossed the plane. Apparently did not. We're going to go right back to the exact same play. Nothing fancy here. This is less than half a yard out from the end zone marker. We hand it off, and Tate gets the touchdown. Number 52 tried to pop him, working off his block, but Tate was already there. Stiff arm to the guy's grill, and that is excellent. Excellent play there. We'll sim to player turn. Browns still have their 14-point lead when we take back over. Browns starting at their own 32-yard line. We'll get halfback running off tackle here. We'll get Dion Lewis with this carry, the speedier of the two, a little faster than Ben Tate, and he gets this one. He goes all the way around the outside, and he's got room. Up, down the sideline, makes one man miss, wrapped up, but not before he goes for 21 yards around the left-hand side. Dion Lewis, who had a great preseason and looking really strong so far here. I do not know where Ben Tate is. Possible that he's just tired. No, he is checked back into the game, which is great. So he is not injured. That was the fear that I had, that he has sustained an injury of some type, but he is healthy. Here we'll look wide open in the flats. Santonio Holmes, he's off to the races. The 15 down at the 9-yard line. Santonio Holmes, what a grab there. Just nobody out covering the flat in the zone coverage of the Miami Dolphins. Holmes exposes it, uses his speed to get up the sideline. That is phenomenal. Upcoming, likely the last play of the third quarter. Johnny Manziel, very nice completion there on that play. And here he's going to dump it off to Ben Tate, who runs out of bounds at the 15-yard line for a 5-yard loss. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Drives me crazy when guys do that. Just set your feet and turn up the field. Don't do this super wide. You know, they turn kind of like a semi-truck. They turn with this super wide out turn, and then, of course, it carries them out of bounds. Frustrates me. So second and goal from the 15 will be upcoming at the beginning of the fourth quarter here. Fourth quarter, Browns up 24-10 in their first game of the season. Defense has put on a great performance after a poor first drive from them where they allowed a touchdown. They have since allowed just 3 points while the Browns have poured it on, including one that was spoon-fed to them by the defense, which was phenomenal. Giving us the ball on the 2-yard line of the Dolphins. One play, Ben Tate touchdown. Speaking of touchdowns, Johnny Manziel looking to the end zone again to Jordan Cameron on the run. Can't make the throw. Jordan Cameron working to the outside there on the corner route. Did come open. However, Manziel just unable to make the throw on the run. Didn't have a chance to set his feet because he was under some heat there, which is too bad. Here he'll look to the far corner again. Nate Burleson, can he keep his feet in bounds? No, he can't. I don't think he actually held on to the ball there either, which is a shame. Fortunately, though, for us, we are in Billy Cundiff range. This will be a field goal from 32 yards out, and this should put us up by 17 points with just 6 minutes and 50 seconds left. Not that that guarantees us the game necessarily, but it certainly puts us in an excellent, advantageous position here at home to take this first game of the 2014 campaign against the Miami Dolphins. Cundiff being successful, putting that one up is great. Sim to player turn. We get another turnover here from the Dolphins on their 3 and out, handing us the football. We're just going to run this one out. Be very, very simple here. Even if we run it 3 times, go 3 and out, at least we're killing the clock at this point. We're not risking an injury. We're not risking a turnover from Johnny Football, which is great. Ben Tate doubles back here. I was a fan of the first cutback, not the second one. 3-yard gain there. Kevin Williams with a tackle. We'll call the exact same play. Pick a side on this one. And the strong safety, or pardon me, the free safety showing blitz. I'd love to get Burleson running the zig route. I strongly suspect it'll be man coverage, but I think Burleson can beat the corner to the outside. He'll be working against Finnegan, who's got a bit kind of short, slower feet. Manziel going to take off, and he's going to get a great block from Burleson. That was actually zone coverage. I suspected that to be man coverage. Immediately, Cortland Finnegan busted out, took the flat exactly where we were looking to go. So Johnny Manziel improvises, and it works out well. Who knew? We'll look to potential. Let's put the ball in the air here. Jordan Cameron, Presley running outlet routes on the right-hand side. We'll roll out that way. We'll give it to Presley. Cameron can't throw the block, but Presley makes one man miss, makes the nice reception there. Also, I'm surprised that Robinson is not in the game. It appears as though that Presley is the starter at the fullback spot. We may have to change that as time goes on. Though we'd like the Gordons change, we'd have to do that one in game. Here Manziel will hand it off to Tate off the right-hand side. Tate, decent gain up the gut. We are, of course, in field goal range, running up the clock here. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. 3rd and 3. Perfectly fine by me to just keep this one very conservative, moving slowly. We'll roll out Manziel to the right side here, unless Holmes comes open, but I don't see it currently with the defensive lineup. We'll roll out with Cameron here. Cameron going to come wide open. He's got one man to beat, knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 10-yard reception by Cameron there. He's got 3 for 60 on the day. That's going to put Johnny Football very close to 250 on the day. And it keeps this drive moving. Clock is stopped, but we'll fix that here with a strong side run to Ben Tate. And he's got room. Brought down at the 5-yard line. I expect this to be 2nd and inches upcoming. Could have been a first down, and 2nd and inches it is, which in a way is almost better because that guarantees us an extra play to continue keeping this clock running down. If we play our cards right here, we are just one more play away from the 2-minute warning. Sure enough, Tate there, 1 yard off the right-hand side. Shelby with the tackle. That is just fine with us. 27-10 the score, and we'll continue the goal line runs here. This should be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Tate off the right-hand side. Presley with the lead block. And Tate, he's got some room. Fumbles it. Schwartz, the extra offensive lineman, picks up the ball, keeps it in possession of the Browns. But that one did come out, hit the deck, bounced back up. Wow. Makes you nervous. Makes you nervous when that one happens. Fortunately, Schwartz there thinking on his feet. We'll call a play just to get us to the 2-minute warning. 27-10 the score. There you see Nick Barnett hanging his head because he's upset that his team is about to go 0-1 to start off the NFL season, which we're going to laugh about because we're about to go 1-0 to start off the season, which is great. All right, I apologize for that brief screen change. I briefly had my software shut down because my computer warned me that my hard drive was too full. There Ben Tate goes for the touchdown. Browns go up. Johnny Manziel celebrates the score. Browns going to go up 34-10 here. Going to win this first game of the campaign, which is great. Dolphins appear to have scored a touchdown and then has failed the 2-point conversion, which is why they currently have 16 points. We're just going to run this one with 57 seconds left, 3 timeouts. The Dolphins can stop the clock enough to force us to punt, but only if we don't get a first down. Tate there romps off the left side, 7 yards, which is a great start. Does not appear as though the Dolphins are going to use their timeouts at all, meaning we should just be one play away from kneeling this one out and sealing this victory for us. As I was saying, though, as some of you guys know, I'm using some new software that is not hugely conducive to what it is that I do on YouTube. I would use better software, but my computer doesn't really have the processing speed to use great software. And so my issue is, it's a multi-part issue. I need a new computer, followed by new software, followed by all those things. And at this point, I simply cannot make that financially viable. So that is why there's a brief cut at that part of the video. I apologize for it. As I apologize for it, the clock is running out. 1 second, boom. Clock done. Johnny Manziel, the Cleveland Browns, take their first game of the campaign over the Dolphins by a score of 34-16. What a hell of a performance by Johnny Football and company, giving the Cleveland Browns a 1-0 record to start this thing off. Let's go to the stats, shall we? Let's go to the player stats immediately. We'll check out the game stats. Ryan Tannehill led the game with 298 yards passing, 23 of 33. He had 2 touchdowns, no picks, so actually a better game than Manziel, though his game was nothing to shake a stick at. 14 of 21 for 233, 1 touchdown, and most importantly, no interceptions. Johnny Football, great debut. Ben Tate, 16 carries for 49 yards, 3 touchdowns. No Sean Moreno. You talk about that Browns defense, 11 carries for 26 yards. Boom, gotta love it. Johnny Football, meanwhile, excellent with his legs. 3 carries, 41 yards. Receiving-wise, Mike Wallace, 7 catches, 105 yards. Brian Hartline, very nice as well. 7 for 91 and a touchdown. Brandon Gibson kicking in a score as well. On the Brown side of the ball, Santonio Holmes, 66 yards off 3 catches. Jordan Cameron, 60 from 3. Josh Gordon, 84 from 3 and a touchdown. That's a stellar game. Those 3 guys going to be a huge part of our offense. Nate Burleson also chipping in 1 reception for 18 yards. Defensively, Jabal Sheard keeping things alive for the Browns. Tashawn Gibson also there with the lead, 7 tackles apiece. Rashad Jones, the strong safety of the Dolphins, leading them with 3 tackles. Sacks in this one, Sheard had 2. Barkevius Mingo had 1. 2 for the Dolphins. They came on back-to-back plays. Deion Jordan and Jamar Taylor getting them there. Credit to the Browns' offensive line for not letting Cameron Wake run all over us all day. No picks to speak of in this one. Billy Cundiff went 2 for 2. David Bueller 1 for 2. Punting-wise, Brandon Field, Zoltan Mesko. Their kick returns, nothing really to speak of. Punt returns, even less to speak of. That is the game, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. Very nice episode number 5 on Happy Friday. Hope you're all enjoying the series. The first regular season game. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Johnny Manziel, great game. Great debut to his career, and it's only going to get better from here. So thank you so much. I'll see you all on Monday for episode number 6. Until then, I am Tuxedo T-Shirt, and I'm out.